What if you're not actually thinking independently, but just rearranging your own biases again and again? Most people believe they are thinking for themselves. In reality, they are often just repeating familiar opinions, emotional reactions, and inherited viewpoints without realizing it. If you truly want to become smarter, broaden your thinking, and see the world more clearly, the fastest path is not learning random skills or memorizing scattered knowledge. The real shortcut is studying politics, economics, and history together. This isn't an abstract academic idea. It's a proven cognitive upgrade method that has shaped how countless people understand the world. I call it a global thinking model. When you follow history along a timeline and compare political and economic systems across societies, your thinking doesn't just improve, it transforms. Why do politics, economics, and history change the way people think so quickly? Because they are concentrated summaries of human nature and how societies actually function. Politics teaches you how power moves, how decisions are made, and how people behave when interests are at stake. Economics shows you how wealth flows, why some people seize opportunities while others stay trapped, and how incentives shape behavior. History is the most honest teacher of all. It records real consequences, sometimes painful ones, and shows how different choices lead to completely different outcomes. When you study these three areas systematically, your mindset begins to shift in subtle but powerful ways. First, you develop a long-term, high-level perspective. Most people only see what's directly in front of them. You begin to see patterns across decades, centuries, and entire civilizations. Second, you build systems thinking. You stop seeing events as isolated incidents. You start recognizing chains of cause and effect behind every outcome. Most importantly, you gain predictive awareness. When you've seen similar political shifts, economic cycles, and historical patterns before, you can sense what's coming next, often earlier than others. So why do most people never reach this level? The first reason is impatience. Many people want immediate, practical results. They think serious history and political analysis are slow, boring, and not useful. They'd rather learn how to go viral, write sales copy, or chase short-term trends than understand how the world truly operates. This is like building a house without a foundation. It looks fast at first, but collapses easily. The second reason is a lack of patience for cognitive growth. Real understanding doesn't deliver instant rewards. It accumulates slowly, through repeated exposure and reflection. But modern life conditions people to expect immediate results. Learn today, succeed tomorrow. True insight is like fermentation. It takes time to mature. The third reason is fear of complexity. Real history and political systems are messy. They involve laws, treaties, policies, and competing interests. Many people feel overwhelmed and choose to avoid them entirely. Instead, they stay inside comfortable mental bubbles, familiar opinions, simple explanations, and shallow certainty, never daring to look at how the real world actually works. I'm speaking from experience. A few years ago, I was cognitively short-sighted. I chose content topics purely based on trends. Whatever was popular, I followed. I had no clear positioning, no long-term framework. I spent my days scrolling trending lists, analyzing viral posts, convincing myself I was working hard. But growth was slow. The audience wasn't loyal. Monetization felt distant. I was anxious and unsure. The turning point came when I began studying politics, economics, and history systematically. Every day I spent an hour reading, from ancient political systems to modern policy frameworks, from the rise of newspapers and television to today's algorithm-driven platforms, from media regulation to content governance. It was uncomfortable, because I realized many of my assumptions were wrong. I had chased short-term trends while ignoring policy direction. Some content went viral, only to be taken down. I copied popular styles without understanding social demand, leading to burnout and anxiety. But this painful process of breaking old cognition and rebuilding new frameworks changed everything. 6 months later, I noticed a shift. I stopped chasing trends and started anticipating them. I moved into deeper analysis content and attracted a more precise audience. Monetization became smoother. More importantly, I stopped panicking when facing uncertainty. Whether it was platform rule changes, content strategy decisions, or new income models, I could quickly identify the key variables and make informed choices. That's the cognitive advantage politics, economics, and history gave me. They don't teach you random facts. They rebuild your entire thinking framework. Politics teaches you the rules of power, where to stand and how to navigate complex relationships. Economics teaches you the logic of wealth, what to pursue and what to avoid in uncertain markets. History teaches you the wisdom of time, how to choose wisely at critical turning points. Together, they give you clarity in chaos, direction in confusion, and confidence when opportunity appears. Some people say, I don't want to be an expert. What's the point of learning all this? But that mindset already limits you. Politics, economics, and history are not elite knowledge. They are survival skills for navigating the modern world. If you don't understand how the world operates or how rules are made, it's like walking blindfolded. You're easily misled, manipulated, or left behind. Start small. Read one political analysis, understand one economic concept, learn one historical story each day. You don't need to master everything immediately. Let these ideas ferment in your mind. One day you'll realize that things you once couldn't understand suddenly make sense. Paths that once felt unclear will become obvious. In the end, this era doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards accurate understanding. When your cognition is solid, every step moves you closer to your goals. When it isn't, even hard work can become a long detour. Stop using busyness to hide cognitive laziness. Real growth begins with understanding how the world works.